Welcome to episode 50, TBR Wrestling Entertainment. Lately, WWE on WWE Network, on WWE Countdown, they put the top 10 greatest villain on the countdown list. So this video is just for that, and at the end of it, I'll give you my top 10. First, let's go down the WWE's list. At number 10, we had Ravishing Rick Rude. At number 9, you had the Wrestling God, JBL. Number 8, Iron Sheik. Number 7, Ted DiBiase. Number 6, Hot Rod Roddy Piper. Number 5, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Number 4, The Game Triple H. We had 3 Diva mentions: Luna Vachon, Sensational Sherry, and Lita when she was with Edge. Number 3 is CM Punk. Number 2 is Randy Orton. Number 1 is Vince McMahon. My top 10 list is a little different. I think all those guys deserve to be on the list, but to me as a fan, all those guys didn't meet my criteria. Number 10 for me would be Paul Heyman. Whether it was Brock Lesnar conquering the streak and him kept saying it, or his mentoring with CM Punk, or him mentoring Brock Lesnar when he first came, or the fact when he was a commentator for WWE, he was the heel commentator with Jim Ross. Either way, Paul Heyman is one of the greatest managers of all time, probably the greatest heel manager of all time. Definitely deserves to be number 10. Number 9 is number 2 on the WWE's list, and it's Randy Orton. Whether Randy Orton was punching people in the head, RKOing Stephanie, DDTing her off the middle rope, kissing her in front of Triple H, spray painting Daniel Bryan, cashing in on Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam, Randy Orton is a great heel no matter what anybody thinks of him. He always knew how to get under your skin. At number 8, we had the legendary, the first ever 2-time Hall of Famer, Ric Flair. Back in the 80s, Ric Flair was known as the guy that you just didn't like. Always got under your nerves. Even when he was at Evolution, he was that same heel. He was always got under your skin. He wanted to punch the guy in the face. Even when he was in TNA, even though this is just a WWE list, he was a great heel in TNA. Number 7 would be the master manipulator himself, Edge. Did not make the other WWE list, which I was surprised. I think Edge is one of the greatest heels of all time. Edge had a thing about him. When he was face, people loved him, but when he was a heel, you loved to hate him. Things he did, costing Undertaker many matches, costing Batista many matches. He slapped John Cena's father. Many things Edge did when he was a heel. Edge would go on to be a Hall of Famer. He would retire as a face, which I think it would have been better if he's retired as a heel. But either way, he is a legend, and I would say one of the greatest heels of all time. Number 6 is Hollywood Hogan. Hulk Hogan went from being the ultimate good guy in the 80s to being the ultimate bad guy in the 90s. And the NWO was the perfect thing for him. Hulk Hogan, just nobody liked him. Then he was so good at being a bad guy, people started to cheer him. So I really think Hogan, that was the best run he ever had, was with the NWO. So that's why he gets number 6. Number 5, this guy has said he wanted to be the greatest heel in wrestling, and many people have called him the greatest heel in wrestling. Triple H, whether it was with the X in the late 90s or with Evolution in the Ruthless Aggression era, or it's now him as a corporate owner of the WWE. Every time he's been a heel, it's been good. He's never disappointed. He's a great heel, and even better when he wrestles, you can see the heel tactics play out. Next, we have number 4 is Sergeant Slaughter. For new fans that don't know much about Sergeant Slaughter, he represented America for early in his career. Then he would take a hiatus and then he'd come back as an Iraq sympathizer. He had bomb threats, he had death threats, he had every kind of threat by Americans to him. Everybody thought it was real with him. So I would call that one of the greatest heels. I would say Sergeant Slaughter is one of the greatest heels of all time, let alone in the golden era. Number 3 is Vince McMahon. He was not known for his wrestling, but you hated his guts. He was the owner. You hated. No one liked him as a heel. Whether it was him screwing Stone Cold, screwing The Rock, he screwed Mankind, he screwed Bret Hart. he would screw people over. You know, whether it was a night after the Montreal screw job where he blamed it on Bret Hart, whether he was telling people to kiss his ass and he made them do it. Um, it was amazing what he could do. Life sucks, then you die. Number two is CM Punk. CM Punk is kind of an asshole for a lot of people say, and I guess you kind of can tell how he is on the screen. CM Punk always had the balls to say. No one really ever had the balls to say. I would call him the greatest heel, but his best heel run was when he was with the Straight Edge Society when he portrayed God. He got. I remember an incident with an old lady talked about how he was ruining God's name. I would be surprised if he's gotten stabbed a couple times, honestly. Number one, I would call him the greatest heel of all time, Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. Just when they think they have all the answers, I change the questions. Roddy Piper, to me, was the definition of a great heel. He just knew how to get under your skin, and he did it so well. The man, he chewed bubblegum and he kicked ass, and that's what he did. So, Roddy Piper would top the list at number one. Thank you for watching. Make sure you check tonight's TNA review. Then there will also be NXT results show. Hope you